Adnan, are you good? You look very pale. I do not feel well. I must have dropped the pressure, I said while I was thinking, and I was still shocked at the thought that he was Adnan's nephew. I was wondering how that was possible. From all over Istanbul he was. I could not believe I saw him down. I still could not believe it. I was thinking about how to explain now that we know. I was wondering if he had already told Adnan that we knew each other. There was chaos in my head, and I did not know how to act. And on the other hand, I was thinking of Honor, what he thinks of me when I lied to him. I got a terrible headache. I could not leave the room. I did not want to meet him, so I stayed in the room all night. A new day came. I could not hide forever. I had to face it. Together in the same house one day we have to sit at the same table, so I decided to show up for breakfast. I gathered courage, left the room and everything. When I arrived, Adnan was sitting alone. I was relieved at that moment. I exhaled and sat down. I wanted to ask about my nephew, but somehow I could not start the conversation, so I was waiting for an opportunity when at one point he appeared. To get up from the table because they would notice, so I continued to sit until Adnan got up and hugged him and called this time to introduce him to me. Adnan. Honor, this is my wife, Lenore. Honor. Hello, I am very glad, I am Honor. My head weighed so much out of shame I could not lift it up. I could not look him in the eyes, so I just greeted him by looking at the table, and apologized immediately, explaining that my head hurts so much that I do not have to talk much, to have a reason to. I think I left the table right after breakfast. I think a moment, while we had breakfast, was eternal. It lasted a very long time. I could not stand it anymore, so I got up from the table, explaining that I had a terrible headache. I apologized and immediately left the room. I was thinking about how to get out of here for a few days to get away, so I immediately picked up the phone and asked for my friend Miraiban. After a short conversation, I agreed with her to go on a weekend together in Bodrum. I was waiting for Adnan to come to the room to inform him of my sudden journey. I waited a few hours and he was not coming yet. I thought maybe he had found out that I knew Honor and now he would throw me out on the street. Had all my thoughts passed, until the door opened and Adnan came in, so I waited a long time and immediately told him, "Love, I wanted to tell you, Miraiban and I are going to Bodrum for 3 days tomorrow. I said to tell you that I made a reservation because I wanted to honor her for a weekend. If you are not angry that I share your money without asking you first, we will go tomorrow." Normally he did not say anything, as he always allowed immediately. "Adnan, let's have dinner together tonight because you will leave me alone for 3 days. I will take you to a restaurant tonight, and Honor is not here this weekend, so I will spend it alone." I wanted to run away from him, and he thought to me, how is it not here this weekend? At least if I knew I would go next. I was thinking subconsciously. I got organized and went out to dinner with Adnan. The next morning, Adnan took us to his private plane. We flew with Miraiban. We arrived, settled down, and left immediately. We talked to Miraiban. She knew my secrets, so I did not have to hide in front of her. I could tell her everything, and she criticized me. She always advised me, and sometimes she even knew he scolded me. We decided to relax that night, so we went out for a drink at a popular bar. And tonight fate played with me. We just entered the bar, settled down, and at that moment Honor came in. I could not believe how it was possible anymore. It seems to me all the time, to be in the same places together. It must be fate, I said to myself. What else could it be? Honor this time was not the man I met in Paris, and with whom I sat and laughed for hours. This time this is another man. Honor came in, past me, and sat on the counter. He was right, Century. I lied to him, and he did not hand me over to Adnan. He did not tell him that we knew each other, although he could have caused me problems. He did not do that. I looked at the bar all night, and he was sitting with his back to me without blinking. Miribin was having fun. I sat up all night until two boys approached our table and wanted to be in our company. I immediately got up and started talking to one of the guys, hoping to make him jealous. I looked at him all night, but he did not react. I was angry and nervous that he did not look at me, so I started dancing with one of the guys who was at our table. My beautiful neck, a little too much, so I had to stop him. I pushed him away from me, but the boy was drunk, so he started to treat me rudely. I started pushing him. I started shouting out loud to leave me. I told him I did not want to dance, but he was persistent. He was pulling me towards him again. He started kissing me on the neck and my left shoulder, when at that moment someone pulled me and pushed that disgusting guy away from me. There was chaos. It was Honor. He pushed him. The boy fell to the ground and started hitting him with his hand. The security came and separated them. Situation C and slowly returned to normal. At that moment I approached Honor to thank him, but he addressed me in a cold voice. There is no need for gratitude. I would do it for everyone, and especially for my uncle's wife. I will not let you betray him in front of my eyes. Did you understand me? There was anger in his voice. I did not know how to explain it to him. I could not even start talking because he continued to insult me in a high tone. What a girl you are. No, let me lie to my uncle more. I will show him your real face. He will throw you out on the street. You are an ordinary girl who only wants money, and that is why you married my uncle. You want to use him, but I will not let him that. You are a little W*******. When I heard that word, no one insulted me like that except my father when he was angry that I married Adnan. I was so angry that I raised my hand. I wanted to slap him, but he held my hand. It was squeezing me so hard I really felt pain in my wrist, when at that moment he grabbed my head and kissed me. Typical of a little girl playing an unattainable girl. Well done. And continued to laugh out loud. I was so embarrassed at that moment, but at the same time, I was angry with him and said, I will never forgive you this insult. Immediately condemn me without hearing an explanation from me. Think what you want no longer matters to me, because I no longer want to talk to a man like you, a man who has no respect for girls. I immediately went to the table, took my bag, pulled at Miribin, and we left the bar. I wanted to get out quickly because my eyes were full of tears. I did not want Honor to see that. We arrived at the hotel. I cried all night. I was angry and furious at him, but when I closed my eyes I thought of his passionate kiss. The kiss was magical. He kissed me angrily. Maybe that's why the kiss was so beautiful. I never forgot our first kiss. Miribin, come on, stop crying. We came to have fun, to forget about him, and he showed up here. I do not understand how he found us. Is he here on purpose? Lenore. I do not know, Miribin. Leave me a little. I want to be alone. The vacation is over, we are back. Hell in me has begun. Money is no longer a problem for me. I loved it and I got it. I have the luxury, I have everything I wanted, but I have no feelings for the man who sleeps next to me. I got depressed, I was annoyed by everything around me. Adnan felt that, and he changed his attitude towards me. Until yesterday, the man who allowed me to do what I wanted, to spend as much as I wanted, suddenly changed, started forbidding me of many things. It's only been a week since I came back, but Anwar was still not back home. On the one hand, I wanted to be here to see him every day, but on the other hand, it would be a real torture for me, to be close to him and to be there at the same time and far away. Because he hates me and I cannot admit that I fell in love with him. I did not imagine that this could happen to me when I got married without love. I thought that love does not exist and I gave up to meet her. I immediately accepted the marriage, which at first glance was just a passion, which soon disappeared. Closed all week in this huge palace, I sit in my nightgown all day and do not even leave the room. I decided to accept this life that I served myself and I got up and tidied up. Adnan, where? Lenore, I thought I should go shopping. Should I have a problem? Adnan, we have to talk. The voice did not sound good. I was afraid of what he would tell me, but I sat and waited, while Adnan walked from one end of the room to the other without speaking. After a while, I decided to break the ice. Lenore, love, tell me if there is a problem. I am worried about your silence. Tell me what it is about. Adnan, it's all about you. Tell me what's wrong with you. You're no longer the same as you came back from vacation. You think I did not notice, you were in the room all day. We do not go out. We have not slept together since. How did it come? If you regret what came into this marriage, tell me now. Lenore, but I do not know why you think so. I did not do anything. Maybe those days I was in a bad mood, but that is not a reason to think such a thing. I promise I will return when he meets me. Adnan, no, from now on nothing will be the same. Now I will know about your every step. However, I married a young woman and I have to watch out for you. Did we understand each other? Lenore, how do you mean to be careful? I did not understand you, so explain to me. Our conversation remained unfinished because Anwar came in and interrupted him at one point. Anwar, uncle, how is it? Your favorite nephew has come. Come and hug me. Adnan, Anwar, as you entered, we talked about something private, but it does not matter. I am used to these childish urges of yours. Ha ha. Come on, do not stand at the door. Anwar, sorry uncle, it will not happen. I have to get used to the fact that you are no longer alone. Forgive me too, you ungrateful. I got up and left the room. I had to go back. Adnan is no longer the same. Now he will control me. I have to be careful what I do.